Hey everybody, this is John Martell, the Drunken Master again, the Hebrew Hammer, and I'm here to let you know what I think about Genesis chapter 11. You don't have to agree with it, you don't have to like it, you can even argue with it, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bore you out real quick because I'm going to read Genesis chapter 11 because what we're talking about is the Tower of Babel. And what it says is, now the whole world had one language and a common speech. As people moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used brick instead of stone and tar for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves. Otherwise we will be scattered over the face of the whole earth." But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. Verse 6, the Lord said, "If as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down and confuse their language so they will not understand each other." So the Lord scattered them from there over all the earth, and they stopped building the city. That is why it was called Babel, because the Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth. Alright, two things right here. One, why would God be worried about anyone building a tower all the way up to the heavens? Number two, why do we still have in our linguistics, in our languages, and even in the Tanakh, which is the Jewish version of the Old, or that part of the Old Testament, even in the Tanakh, why do we have this story, the story of the Tower of Babel, and these people getting their languages confused and getting scattered over the whole earth? Well, I'll tell you what my opinion is. Okay, one, of course, we've been to the moon. We've been to space. We even sent rovers to Mars. We've sent Orion out there. We've done everything. Okay, we're not worried, or we understand that you can't build anything high enough to reach the heavens. That's just not possible. Okay, but if you look at Revelation, the end of times, you have the perfect conditions for the Antichrist to come. You have one, the whole world speaking one language. There's all together building this huge tower, expecting something to show up at the top. Now, there's a huge problem in the kingdom of God in the way He's wanting to do things. If the Bible and the Tanakh is any indication, there's a huge problem if the conditions are set up perfectly for the Antichrist before Christ Himself actually comes. Because we're talking Genesis chapter 11. We're not talking Matthew chapter 3. We're talking Genesis chapter 11. And so, if the Antichrist comes that many hundreds of years, or even thousands, before Christ Himself does, then of course the whole population of the earth could be deceived. Right? So why would God confuse all the languages? Why would He cause people to separate and scatter themselves all over the earth? Well, here's a better question. Why wouldn't He? If you want your creation to remain in a state of not disrepair but just confusion long enough for you to put together your master plan, then one of the things you're going to have to do from a strategic standpoint is confuse them a little bit. Because what was happening is all the peoples of the earth at that time were traveling a little faster than the plan of God was traveling. And that's my opinion on Genesis chapter 11 and the Tanakh right there. If you disagree with it, let me know. If you have some insight into it, a revelation or a prophecy, let me know. But I would say at the end of the day, the point of the Tower of Babel, which still the mount stands in Iraq, where I've been and I've seen it, still stands and is just obviously abandoned halfway through construction. The point of that tower wasn't that all man couldn't come together and accomplish something. The point was that when man does come together and wants to do something in one common language, that is the opportunity for the enemy to strike. And we are rapidly approaching it, my friends. Rapidly. Thank you. Hope everyone's well. God bless you.